What's up, guys? How's everyone today? What's up, Thomas? Hi, guys. No, not much. I'm just figured I'd go live. I'm not really doing anything today. I'm just chilling. Hey, what's up? The myth and the legend. Shit, not much. Chilling, man. Chilling. I haven't been making any videos or anything. I wanted to go live because I haven't been putting any content or uploading any videos. I do have stuff that I had planned on doing, but I hadn't gotten to it. It's been kind of busy. Nice to see you too. What's up, Energy? Hope you're doing well. You're about to lose your job. What's going on? Where are you? Where are you, princess? Because if you're in California or Nevada, I understand. I understand. Oh, Finland. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's bad. City of Atlanta? What's up, guys? I prefer the ice-cold winter as well. I agree with you on that one. Yeah, it's been going pretty good, After all this, after all of that bull crap got taken care of, it's been good. Is Dracula a real being? I've never really looked into that, so I don't really know. See me a lawyer. Mario, I don't know what that is. I suck at dream interpretation, so I don't know. I really don't know. Nice. Ancient Sumerian god. What's up, Lucian? When you asked me that name, I saw somebody that just showed up in a cloak, but they didn't have a face. It was just like a pure pitch black face. That's what I saw. And the person that showed up had like purple on, so I don't know. But that's what I saw when you asked me that question, Mario. Yeah? What happened in the dream? What's up, Welp? How you doing? Hope everything's okay. Been a while. Nothing much. Not much. Planning on, what other videos I want to put out and what I want to upload. I have a few videos, but I just haven't uploaded them yet. I mean, I hate when fucking jobs do that shit. You have a lot of Like, do you have tenure at that job, or how long have you been working there? I hate when they pull bullshit like that. That no angels want to work with you? Fuck. 7 years and they're trying to fire you? What's up, Stan? How are you? About what poetic demon? Which one? I have several. I do need to continue to. I do need to continue that series because I just fucking stopped. So you're right, for sure. These. Mhm. Well, I haven't been working with him as much. Um, I don't really. It's gonna sound kind of odd, but I have not really been wanting to work that much with infernal energies. Um, I still work with them when it comes down to the Temple of the Major Eye, but aside from that, I've really been being pulled more so towards the Morgan. So I'm gonna start putting stuff together to work with the Morgan. She's been around me since I was a child, and I've never actually gone forward with connecting with her, but I want to. I really do. And seeing as I work heavily with the energies of the Fae, it would be a good idea to go forward with working with the Morgan. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't do those kind of spells. I don't do those kind of spells. I'm sorry, Weld. Um, but I do know people who do. I can direct you, I can point you in the right direction for people who have gotten really good fucking results, and they're good friends of mine, and they're really fucking good at what they do. Just send me an email. Send me an email. I'll send it to them, and I'll let them know that you're looking for that work. They can do it for you. They love that kind of shit. For me, I don't do love workings or anything of the sort anymore. It's not my forte. It's not for me. What I think people should do first when they're first starting out is learning about protection, but learn about the dangers of everything that you can get yourself into. Learn about the dangers. Don't be afraid to look into what can happen to you. Look into all of that. Learn about that first, and then look into the good shit. Because it's not going to make you paranoid. It's going to make you aware of what can happen so that if something does end up happening to you, you can continue you can continue to, kind of like be ahead of the game. You can be ahead of the game instead of just getting into a situation and becoming a part of something in which you literally didn't do research on, and getting into all sorts of dangerous situations, especially when it comes down to astral projection, because so many people want to learn how to astral project. So many people want to do it, but they don't want to heed the warnings. They don't want to proceed with caution. They don't want to listen to people who are experts that give them warnings. They just want to do it. So learn about the dangers of everything. Learn about the experiences of practitioners that have had real experiences with infernals, with demons, with everything on their path. Look at their stuff from the beginning to see where they fucked up so that you don't make that same mistake. That's what I recommend. And looking into psychic protection, learning about warding, that's the first step that I would take. That's what I wish I did when I was younger. I made a lot of stupid fucking decisions, but I got here. But I wish I wouldn't have made those decisions. Any book recommendations on planetary magic? I do know there's a really good book called like Witchcraft 101. I forgot, but it's a good. That's a good book. That has a lot of planetary magic in it. There were books that V.K. Johannem was selling that he specifically had put together and channeled that pertain to planetary magic and initiating through planets, but you can't find them anywhere anymore because they're no longer for sale. I believe he might have them on his Patreon, but that's the last time that I've seen them. What do I think of E.A. Koetting? Some of his stuff is really cool. Some of his stuff is really legit. Mm, but there's a lot of stuff that I don't agree with, and that's just what it is. Just like just like everyone, you're gonna have something that you don't agree with. There's things that he practices that I don't really agree with, and it's fine. Do I have any books? No, I haven't written any books. People keep asking me that, but I haven't written anything, and I'm someone who's over analytical, so that kind of gets in the way. So when it comes down to it, I need to really be focused if I'm going to be writing a book, but probably not anytime soon. And if I do write a book, it's going to be channeled information because I hate to sit there and think and just put stuff out. Ancient Egypt, gods or goddesses. Nephthys. I really like Nephthys. Nephthys has always been an energy that was fascinating to me. Dark, more along the energies of the darker side of Egyptian magic I've always been drawn to. So Nephthys was one that I really was drawn to, but I've never actually done work with her. No, I've never worked with Keck. I do know Shrine of Anubis, which is a really good friend of mine. Even before we got into, having public platforms, we were really good friends. Shrine of Anubis has experience with Keck, so she'd be able to tell people about that. I've only have I don't have experience with Keck. I have experience with Sobek. I don't know. Well, Amanda, that's exactly how it started for me. I met the Morgan in this way. So there was a person who I ended up coming in contact with. I literally don't know why the fuck me and this person had interactions in the first place. Maybe it was because the spirits wanted to, connect to me. This person used to go on and on about connections to Anubis, asking me information, things of that sort. She would tell me about the fact that the Morgan was around me, the Morgan was going to come visit me. And I remember one night we were talking, and she's like, before you go to sleep, put an offering out because the Morgan's going to come visit you. And I was like, really? I don't really know who that is. And then basically all of a sudden, that night, the Morgan came and and I met her, and I almost shit myself because well, she came in she basically came in the aspect of like the icy maiden. She came forward, and I woke up, and she was right here in my face, and I just froze for a second. And then the next day when I woke up, um, I was doing a meditation, and she appeared in front of me, and she had this bow. She shot like an arrow, and this arrow just put like ice around me. That's my only experience with her. But then after I had that experience, I had a confirmation from somebody who had told me that that was her. So I want to work with her. I want to. The other experiences that I've had were just in dreams. Mm-hmm. That experience happened when I was like 22. And this was like 3 years ago. 3 years ago. It's very normal, especially if you're working with a Qliphoth, to feel extremely drained. So don't overdo it. Make sure you're drinking plenty of water. It's also normal to get to be extremely energetically drained after getting like an energy healing and energy empowerment, things of that sort. I mean, that happened to me when I was getting attuned in Reiki. I got extremely exhausted. You run a cult? Careful. Careful with that. You don't want to associate yourself with anything that even resembles the name of being a cult, because that does not ever have a good context to it whatsoever. Hell yeah. Cloak yourself. Lord, it's called to someone that specializes in cloaking, stealth, and abilities, and cloak your energy. You can invoke them and tell them that you want to be cloaked. You want your area to be hidden. You can even burn a seal of that specific energy, put it around your place. He is amazing. Definitely. What's up, Malachi? Hmm. Yeah, yeah. I know, but cult, you don't want to be associated with that title. No, because I'm not really an expert on psychic vampirism. Yeah, definitely don't. Oh no, it's okay. It's all right. You could call it a coven, or yeah, or a covenant. Don't call it a cult. You don't want to be associated with that. You don't want people being like, this person is in a cult and blah blah blah. You don't want that. Yes, yeah, nice. That's cool. That's cool. You have to petition, and you have to be 18. You have to submit a criminal background check, and you also have to be screened and scanned by the child masters in the EAGM. Good luck with that for anyone that does apply, because they don't fuck around. Have I ever worked with Bastet? No, but I've given people information pertaining to connecting with Bastet. The Tower of Atrophy, Caractese, Necromancy. That's the tower that called to me. Mm-hmm. And I work heavily with Lady Faelorn. Do I think it's wise to do rituals in a shared house? Um, if you have a certain space that you can be separated, I think it's fine, depending on people's beliefs and how much You're putting up protection. No, I'm not releasing a book. No. No, I'm not. Cool. Now it's working. Yeah. I'm not ready to write any books yet. I'm not ready to write any just yet. I have way too much brain fog when it comes down to writing. Thank you. Thank you. Um, you know, everybody still has things to learn. I still have things that I need to learn. There's stuff that I feel I know, but I'm in no way a master, you know. When it comes down to a book, that's just a lot to think about. And like I said, if I was to write a book, it'd be all channeled information. Like when I contributed to the book with Layla and VK for Eli. Um, I channeled all of that information. So I think I'd rather, if I do write a book, channel the information instead. Because I'm not really a writer. Thanks, Horace. Yes, exactly. Exactly. So I'm definitely I'm definitely thinking about it and, releasing it maybe in a PDF format or something and doing it in that way if I do write one. I just don't know what I'm going to write. I don't know what exactly I want to talk about in the books, but I'll see when I get to the point of wanting to do that. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I have all I have every single e-grimoire that he's ever made. Of every single e-grimoire that he's ever made, honestly. Are there any groups that I would recommend? No, because I'm not a part of any groups. I'm not a part of really any groups. I'm only a part of the Temple of the Major Eye. That's it. I don't I don't like groups. Yeah, they can. Yeah, that was pretty cool. It was awesome when they reached out to me. No, I'm not. Can egregores be confused with demons from the lesser keys? No. And here's the reason why I say that. If you know who you're communicating with and you actually do know who you're talking to, then you wouldn't be confused. Proper divination, proper research. All right. Is there any other way to train magically every day outside of integration? Let me see. Whew. Sorry, I'm being nudged. I'm being nudged right now. Sorry. Sorry, I'm fucking zoned out. You just saw me jump right now. So to answer that question, to answer your question, Divine Truth, here's what I'm being told for you. It's interesting. I've never heard of this, but maybe it'll help you. Taking like a bowl of water, and when you want to connect more to your higher self, your other selves, your energy in general, taking this bowl of water and putting your hands into the water and kind of just envisioning the water, the energy of the water going up your arms into your body. And as you breathe in, taking a second to keep your hands in this water and connecting with the element of water. $10K subs by 2022. Hey, I'm hoping before then. That'd be pretty cool. That would be pretty damn cool. Yeah, you guys. Sorry, I was zoning the fuck out. Sometimes when they talk to me, they really will come and like pull me out of body in a sense, because then I'll ask them a question and I'm watching what they're showing me, but I'll watch what they're showing me, and sometimes I get pulled into that vision, and they're right there. So, kind of makes me like fall over. That's embarrassing. What's up, Lucifuge? Mm-hmm. Right, it is. Okay, give me a second. Yeah, this is for Lord Zulak. These are giving me some weird shit. So it's a weird technique that I just got. So, Lord Zulak, if you take, how do I explain this? It's so fucking weird, and I don't. Sometimes when I get this information, it's really weird. But for you, um, because you work very well with seals, so you can create a seal basically out of your your name, and you just write your name in a spiral, but make this spiral go counterclockwise. So write your name in a spiral going counterclockwise and continuously write it until you create a full-blown counterclockwise spiral. Once you're done with that, then you're going to write over the top what you want to happen to you. What kind of sickness, especially spiritual afflictions, that you want to get rid of. Write your name over the top. Well, write what you want to happen to you over the top and then burn it. That should suffice. I've never used that. Um, is the email on my website still active? Yes, it's active. In my experience with Belfgor, I could be wrong, but whenever I would call Belfagor, I would be connecting to Berith. So when it came down to Berith, I had a lot of experience with finding, it's basically like finding your own power, finding your own inner power. That's very much so all of what he's about. I remember I made a pact with him, and when I did, it was very different than the other um, pacts that I had made. Connected with him, and then it turned into me being extremely hyper focused on new rituals and new kinds of, excuse me, craft, new spells, everything pertaining to magic that I wasn't really interested in looking into before. And all these ideas were just coming to mind for me to search and look up. So I started looking at all these different things, and it it turned out interesting. It turned out really interesting connecting with him. I noticed that when I would work with him more, I would be leaving my body more often, and I was being pulled to connect further into the Cliffoth more as well. So I initiated further into the Cliffoth, and I started to basically like become aware of parasites, like astral parasites. He started to make me more aware of astral parasites, make me more aware of my surroundings. When you connect with him, you get very immediate surroundings. Immediate surroundings, what the fuck? You get very immediate connection to your surroundings, to your environment, the immediate environment around you. You get a better understanding of what's going on, especially when it comes down to your astral body. Berith is amazing, amazing for that kind of stuff. He's very good at cloaking and helping you to understand how to even use, because in my experience, he helped me to kill a parasite, and he made me put the entrails on myself to cloak from parasites. So it was an interesting experience for sure. No, I don't. taking a picture of someone who is actually related to you, giving them a designated space, giving them food, a drink that they like, cooking for them. When you eat your food, or before you eat your dinner, before you eat your breakfast, your lunch, whatever meal you're going to have, you tell them that this is in honor of them. You offer some to them, and the first bite, before you consume that first bite, you tell them, this is for you. I'm allowing you to have a taste of my food. This is an offering to you. That's how I would give to my ancestors. That's what I'm being told about. Um, Putting their pictures up, writing them a poem, write them something that relates to them. You can even write about things that of which they liked when they were alive, or write about things that were um, dominant as to their personality. Create things for them and have their pictures up, but make sure you're actually related to them. Go up and connect with them every day, and the more you connect with them, the more you're going to be able to establish that bond with your deceased ancestors. I need to take my own fucking advice because I have not done this at all. Mm-hmm. How long did it take to open my senses? When it came to opening my senses, there's always a lot of people who want to know about this. I was always someone who was very, very much so well versed in astral projection, leaving my body in my dreams. Okay. As I got older, I was eating very healthy, very, very healthy. Like, we had our own garden. My mentor taught me how to garden. He taught me a lot of different things. He taught me about the difference between organic and foods that are not organic, plants that are not organic, creating our own compost, everything, all of that good stuff. And we were eating a lot of like homegrown vegetables, homegrown everything. That was bringing my senses a lot more to the forefront. But it was also me practicing yoga, um, me practicing kind of quieting my mind. Because when I first started out, I had experiences in which there were like kind of extreme nightmarish energies, and they were really intense. I was focusing on all of my chakras, even though I didn't believe in the chakra system. I started to kind of do research, and a friend of mine and myself, we found the same article. My friend didn't want to go through with doing it. I did it. I did the technique for 3 days. When I did this technique, all of my chakras came into alignment. Like, I saw all of them. I became instantaneously aware of all of my chakras, and I didn't believe in them. So when I became aware of all of them, that's when my third eye started like moving around. I could see it, like it was blinking, like it was gold and blinking. And I was tripping out because I was like, what the hell is this? I don't know what this is. And basically after that, I stopped I stopped that third day. At all the meditation, I stopped for 2 weeks, but that entire 2 weeks, I started to experience all of my senses coming forward. I started to experience all of my clairaudient abilities started coming full-fledged. My clairvoyance was extremely overwhelming. I had a lot of experiences in which I was super sensitive to the light. I had to turn the TV down to like the first notch because it was too loud. I had to turn the radio down all the way, and I could still hear the radio in my head. Like, there was a lot of things that were extremely overwhelming when I first started off. So it's interesting that there's so many people that want to go forward with unlocking that. It's hard. And when you do get that ability to use these, when you do have access to these abilities, it's very overwhelming as a beginner, extremely overwhelming as a beginner. The technique wasn't necessarily one to balance all the chakras. It was one to open your third eye. And it was an article that's no longer available. I can't find it anywhere. It was on Conscious Life News. And it was a really in-depth article in which you use a specific chant. You use 2 chants. The first one, you do this one for 3 consecutive days. The exact same time that you started the first day is the exact same time that you're going to do it on the second and the third day. On the third day, you stop. You stop for 2 weeks. After the 2 weeks, then you go forward with doing another mantra. Yeah, it was intense. But I can't find it anywhere. I can't find it anywhere at all. Okay, so everyone right now, I am very fucking ungrounded. We're gonna ground, all right? We're gonna ground our energies because I need to fucking ground. I need to ground my energy. I feel way too like scattered. I feel like I can't talk. So I'm gonna ground my energy. Mm-hmm. It does. Um, well, I have empowerments. Offer, what was it? What's the name? Kishan, offer ritual empowerments, um, money empowerments, ritual empowerments, money rights. So to bring finances into your life, helping you get the promotion, making you more magnetized. I have energetically like transformative empowerments to change your energy and make you more. Damn, I'm really calm. And make you more clear-minded. I'm gonna start offering utilization of kuji curry to cut over people and draw kanjis over people's bodies to help them to clear energies. I'm bringing back healings. I have aura cleansings there's a lot of different services. There's some that I don't have on the website, but there are a lot that I do actually have. Most of them are already on the website, though. How do I go about honoring my higher self? I believe I've channeled. Yeah, I'm gonna start being more active on the channel. I just have not been. I have not. I didn't know what I wanted to post. Yeah, I did not know what the hell I wanted to post. I don't usually know what I want to put up, what I want to post, what videos I want to upload. If you guys have ideas and shit, you can email me, please, because I literally don't know what I want to post. I don't have really any ideas. Maybe I need some inspiration. I don't play video games as much, but I do play games sometimes. I have an Oculus, so I play a lot like of VR. Now I don't have a PlayStation anymore. Like my cat launched that shit off of the shelf before I ended up getting my Oculus. So I have an Oculus Quest 2 and I play on that. A lot of VR. Um, yeah, I could. I could do that too. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I could do that. I don't. I don't use anything that is associated with the JCI whatsoever in my practice. Yeah, could do that too. You're right. Guess you can email these to me because I am not gonna be able to remember all this stuff. Email them to me. Email those ideas to me. Chakra meditation using a candle. The only thing that I can think of pertaining to that is using the color candles that correspond to specific chakra and using a certain basically a certain mantra. How do I banish the elements? I don't. I don't use. I don't really use any banishing rituals or techniques in my space. Have a pretty good amount of wards and seals up. They take care of the energies that I really don't want or need here. But when it comes down to banishing, I don't. I don't. I don't perform banishing on a daily basis. Somewhat. The glacier is somewhat a reliable book, but it's kind of hard to follow it because of the belief system that evolves around that revolves around the Goetia. The belief system is very Christian. A lot of the depictions of the infernals are Christian depictions, demonized depictions of them. So I don't know. And I'm not a theistic, I'm not a theistic Satanist, and I'm not someone who is an atheist. So when it comes down to it, I don't believe that Satan and Lucifer are the same. So if I don't believe they're the same, I don't believe that Azazel is the same as them. I'm a polytheist. I believe in multiple pantheons, multiple different gods. There's too many for me to try and discredit any of them. I've met way too many for me to sit here and say that I don't believe in a god or any gods. There's way too many to choose from. There are far too many pantheons, Yeah, exactly. Satan family tree. I don't really know Satan like that. I don't. Yeah, I feel a lot better. I feel more clear. I don't feel so out there. It's better. No. Hollywood? Don't even get me started on that. Yes. Yes. Thank you. I appreciate it. You have to go more in depth as to what you're asking me. What are you wanting to know pertaining to pinnacles? I don't follow. Memorable angel stories. Archangel Metatron approached me in the past when I was very young, and I didn't trust him. I saw him, and I knew who he was, but I didn't trust him. So I told him no, I didn't want to work with him. He was one of the first angels that approached me. Fast forward, a few years later down the line, working with Bune heavily in a pact with Bune, here comes Haniel. So I started working with Haniel. Amazing. She was very amazing. Her energy was extremely beautiful. I really did enjoy connecting with Haniel. That's one of the main ones that I really liked. That's one of the only ones that I really connected to like that anyway. I'd had brief encounters with Archangel Michael, Brief encounters with Archangel Raphael, but that's about it. I don't really work with angels. Exactly. When I got my first initiation, what kind? Oh, hell yeah. Yeah. Energy. You're talking about planetary energies. I really like planetary energies in my magic. I use a lot of Jupiter. Like, I use a lot of energies of the. What's that Clifoth? I'm trying to remember which Clifothic spirit was. But the energies of Jupiter. I really do like using that energy. I like using the energies of. What is that? Because that's Sagittarius. That is Sagittarius. I want to say that that is. Gosh, I want to say it's Gosh Kala, but I don't really know. I haven't looked at my cliff in a little while, so I don't really know. But I do like using the energies of Jupiter. I like using the energies of Mars, and that's the burning ones. I like to use the energies of Cithariel. Um, I always use energies of Doth, Pluto. Always. Those are my favorite. Those are definitely my favorite, hands down. Yeah, exactly. How do the personalities of angels compare to infernals? Um, Believe it or not, angels are far more strict. They're more like in your face. Infernals are more laid back. They're chilling. Some of them have really weird personalities, and they'll just be doing weird shit. Whereas angels, they don't do stuff like that. They're in your face. They tell you something, they expect you to do it. You ask them for something, they expect something. They they don't they don't tend to like play around as much as the infernals do. Infernals like to play. They like to have fun. They like to stir shit up. They might even like not pick on you, but kind of play with you. They like to joke around, things of that sort. Some of them are like that. Some of them are very studious and extremely book smart, extremely intelligent. Some of them, when you connect with them, they're just heavily caught up in their books, and they'll be carrying on a conversation with you while studying. That's how Barbados was. He was very much so just continuously studying, but he was talking to me while he was fucking bird watching. He was an interesting energy to connect to. Um, but angels are very dominant. They're very dominant. Some of them don't even like you working with infernals. Some of them don't get along with infernals, and they'll get upset if you're working with infernals. Some of them are jealous, and it's true. Some of them get jealous. You can initiate into some, not any, but yeah, you can initiate into some pantheons. I really like connecting to Hinduism. Right now, I'm practicing Kujian right now, and I just recently, I just recently charged my Rudraksha mala again. Well, not again, but I recently just charged my Rudraksha mala because I had a mala a few years ago, and I got rid of it because it basically broke. So I bought another one, and I bought a Rudraksha seed, and all I needed to do was just do one full sitting and do all of the mantras basically 9 times. So I charged my elements 9 malas for each of the basically like 5 elements, and I was able to recharge this. So now I'm going through with activating my 3 suns, and I'm moving into the cities. I'm getting back into my work with Shiva. My dominant energies that I'm going to be working with are going to be for sure Shiva and the Morgan. Yeah. Yeah, it was broken. It was nice, but I didn't want to keep it. Yeah, that's what Paymon did. Paymon did that to my lights and did that to my electric sockets too. Yeah, Michael's pretty cool. What's my favorite? When it comes to the Hinduism pantheon, I really enjoy Lord Shiva and Mama Durga. Durga and Shiva, because Durga's a consort to Shiva. Those are my favorite. They feel more like me. I recommend practicing with energy with Tantra. That's what I would recommend. You can also, as I always recommend this book, using the alchemies of Horus. I don't really have much experience with Dantalion. Um, I don't. King Paimon is extremely intelligent. I really like to just call him just to have conversations with him because he's awesome. Yes, I have. I have. Yes. I have a video on Seer, but I have not really done work with Seer, no. Yes, he will. Yes, he will. I remember I was taking my test for my food handlers, and Paimon was in my ear giving me the answers to all the questions, and I passed without missing any questions. And that test tried to trick me. He gave me all the answers. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, I have his lingam. I have his lingam. It's on my it's on my altar. I have it. You put milk onto it. How's it like working with Hathor? Very grounding, very healing. I don't have much experience with her, but from my encounters with her, she's very grounding, very healing, very knowledgeable in the utilization of your sexual essence as well. Hathor's amazing when it comes down to that. A very motherly kind of energy. Yeah, he is very good. The safest way to be more uh take out the influences, eliminate all the influences of the JCI in your practice, to be honest. You want infernals to not betray you. You want infernals to not, like turn against you, see you as an enemy. You want them to not question you. Remove all the influences of the JCI from your practice. Honestly, like that's how you're going to have their trust. That's how you're going to be able to connect better. That's how you're going to be able to initiate easier. That's how you're going to be able to um, have infernals answer your call more, because there's a lot of people who use that system, and they'll use the LBRP, and they'll use JCI is Judeo-Christian indoctrination. Basically, it's their influence, their teachings, using that stuff when it comes down to working with infernals is literally disrespectful to infernals, because infernals are gods of a multitude of different pantheons that just put on a mask. And they put this mask on so that they could survive. They put it on and they became the bad guy because everybody was saying that they were the bad guy. This is why they're depicted in the way that they are. But a lot of them are ancient gods. And remove all of that shit, because it's extremely disrespectful. It's very much so like putting you in danger. You're being put in danger because you're thinking that these threats and all of this shit is going to help the situation and help build your relationship with them. You can't. You really cannot go about doing it in that way. What the hell is this? It's a noodle. It's the Judeo-Christian doctrine. I don't believe so. Mm-hmm. No problem. Let me see. Thank you. I don't have experience working with Thoth. I don't. Oh my, yes. All right. Thank you, bro. Because I was just thinking about you the other day, dude. I really hope that you're doing well. Yes. Please inbox me. You can DM me on Instagram, dude. I'll give you my number, Fernando. It's been forever, man. Forever. Do I think that occasionally smoking marijuana is a little beneficial for magic? When it comes to smoking weed and magic, in the past it did get in the way, and it got in the way because I used to get attacked a lot. I used to feel like I would get attacked a lot. When I was in a pact with Bune and I wanted to learn deeper, get a deeper understanding of necromancy and how to connect to the dead and call to the dead, call to shades, call to shadows, and connect to the nameless and forgotten. I was smoking. And one night I was smoking weed, and I was really, really fucking high. And I thought that I was hallucinating. I started hearing a voice talking to me. It was really raspy. I didn't think that it was Bune. I didn't think that I was gonna go into like a vision, like into an actual vision. So I heard this voice. I started hearing all this chanting, and the chanting sounded like fucking Nazis. And Bune was basically like pulling me into this vision. So the more I got pulled into this vision, the more it started becoming clear. I started walking with Bune, and Bune showed up as like a little small tree. It was like a little tree, and I knew it was Bune. So I'm walking with them, and I start to see this big, thick green fog, like dark green fog just everywhere surrounding the area. The closer that we got to the area we were going, the more thick this fog become, right? The fog started to kind of dissipate, and I saw a big black gate. It was a huge black gate, and Bune started laughing and opened the gate. And when the gate opened, I saw this rock that had this seal on it, and I forgot what the fuck the seal looked like. But now, when I'm recalling it, I feel like I likely could draw it up. So this seal was like shining, and it was like blinking. It was weird. Like it was being activated by me looking at this seal. And so I walked closer next to Bune, and we walked into this like big area that had Nazis. Like there were literal Nazis that were standing there. And Bune looked at me and told me, "You're gonna go up to the commander." And I basically walked up to their commander, and he had like a hole in his chest. And this hole in his chest was like a gunshot wound. And Bune told me, "Here, I'm gonna teach you a trick." So I'm listening to the instructions that Bune is giving me, and I was essentially told to gaze into the hole of where this man got shot. He was like yelling at me. They became hella aggressive. But when I started to gaze into his death and see and replay his death, he got stuck in this in between state. Like he was stuck. He froze while I was playing his death to him. And after I was seeing this death and watching it, Bune started telling me commands to give him. So I gave him commands, and I started telling him, um, I basically started telling him like, "You're under my control now." Um, Everything that Bune told me to say, I was just repeating that stuff. And after the fact that I was done, and Bune told me, "Okay, you're good." I stopped. I waited for a second, and he came back too. But when he came back too, he put his hand up. He put his hand down. He looked at me. He told them to get down, and all of them, one by one in lines, just kneeled and took a knee in front of me. And he went like this to me, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Like it was fucking crazy. After that vision had happened, he had come. That commander was in my house patrolling in my hallway, and then Bune started laughing, and I asked Bune like, "What was the point of this?" And Bune told me, "You'll know in the future. You'll know in the future. You'll know down the line. Remember what I taught you." And that vision ended. I had never had a vision that was so vivid like that. Hmm. Yeah, exactly. Basically, it was like that. And I was like, "What the fuck?" Yeah. Yeah, I know what it means. I definitely found out what it means now, um, especially since I work with necromancy primarily now. I found out exactly what that means and what that does. I was just like, and then after I had learned that, I started learning about calling the nameless and forgotten through the mirror and feeding them, like feeding a shadow, feeding these energies. And that was something that I really did not feel comfortable with doing. Necromancy was something that I was never really comfortable with doing, but I really wanted to learn it because it felt like such a strong pull. No matter how afraid I was, no matter how I felt about it, it always was like pulling me in. It was like a very strong call. It was cool. Being started teaching me some very interesting vampiric techniques and all types of different weird shit, things that I considered very weird, but they were very powerful. Some of the stuff I'm not going to talk about in public because it was just some interesting ass It's interesting. Just put it that way. But I've been live for a while. I need to go eat something. I will catch you guys later.